Hi. Ugh, I think we're getting out of the crazy, guys. I'm telling you, the last time I was talking about how like I was super tired, but that this was a different kind of tired. This was no longer tired because just everything was like caving into itself. Because I don't know about y'all, but again, my February was every possible difficult or crazy thing that could happen did. Like, I mean, the whole fire happened at my yoga studio. My boyfriend ruptured his Achilles. Like, we were running out of money, like I told you guys. There's just a lot of things that were going on. I got sick twice. Like, it was just back to back. I got like absolutely crushed by my new contract's workload. I just didn't expect it to be like everything that it was, and it was just a lot. There was a lot going on. I was slipping into old habits. I was slipping into old mindsets of like worrying so much about what other people were thinking, even though I had real reasons to be like not on my A game. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like I was on my A game. I just couldn't be fully on it because like there was so much going on. And I don't know, man. This week is a new energy. It's renewed. It's hopeful. It's exciting. Like, I feel like I don't know, tell me if you guys relate, but I feel like it's starting to get into that springtime energy. Today was the first day where it was actually warmer and things are heating up. So the thing that I wanted to talk about today is how to make life easier. What is the easier path, or like what is the easier way to go about life? And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because I have these little question cards that I kind of draw every week, or just usually, let me explain this. So I have this little stand that I can put these little question cards on, and I got these inquiry cards from, you know, my local like book, spiritual store, whatever, and they ask different types of questions like what is your intention, or just different stuff that kind of like provokes thought. And so basically, anytime that I accidentally knock that off of my side table, because like it'll just happen where the little card will fall off, that's how I know I'm ready for a new card. And the one that I've had for the last few weeks has been, what is the easier path? What is the easier way? And I didn't know how to interpret that at first. I was like, what is the easier way? Like, what is the easier way to do what I like, work, or what is it? And I realized that it had to do with just life in general. It had to do with the idea of surrender. It had to, oh gosh, wait, let me show you the sunset really quick. Look at those cotton candy. Sorry, it broke, but look at the sky, guys. Can you see? Is it allowing you to see? Is it blurry? Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to put those two together. What the F ever. Oh my gosh, I just keep on clicking the button. Anyway. This sky is so beautiful. I just want to keep showing you. I wish I could like switch the camera, because what? It just gets prettier and prettier by the moment. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, let's see if I can get you back. Okay. So, what is the easier way? What is the easier path? And I feel like it's talking about life in general. I feel like for a very long time, I've been choosing suffering. And now that's not to say that I didn't have times when I was genuinely suffering and like genuinely things were going on in my life. But it's like, because there were real reasons why I was suffering for a long time, it's like I was habitually choosing to suffer more. And I know that they always say that. And at first it can sound like very confusing. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm choosing to suffer? Like, nobody wants to choose to suffer. But it is really true that we get like almost addicted to it, and not necessarily as much even addicted to it. Some people, yes, but also like, again, once you get deeply into a habit of something, once you get into like, you're so used to it, it's like you expect it, and it just feels like the natural way of kind of going about life. And so when I was thinking like, what is the easier way? I was thinking like, why do I struggle so hard against life? Like, why do I like beat myself up so hard when I make mistakes? Why do I sit here and constantly question myself, and when I have energy, like don't have energy, make myself feel bad about it? And I don't know. I just realized that's a choice. Like, to worry about what other people are thinking about me is a choice. And that is choosing to suffer. Because if you're worrying at all is choosing to suffer. Like, that is something I finally realized, that the easier way is to let stuff like that go. Like, to let things that you would normally like care deeply about, like worrying about what are they thinking, what are they thinking, like what are they gonna do. Like, a lot of the time we're just like coming up with the worst case scenario stories. We're feeding it to ourselves, and then oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. Look. And the moon. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, this life, you guys. It's like, this is why pink's my favorite color, and purple and blues. I think it's because I love the colors of the sky. Oh, see, like, that's the easier way of life. That's the easier way, is to enjoy it, to love it, to, instead of finding everything that's bad about it, to find the beauty. Oh my God, it's crazy that right as I'm talking about this is what's right in front of me. And it just gets prettier and prettier. Like, oh my gosh, this is the easier way about life. Oh my gosh, now we'll see if I can even get it back. Oh, there it is. You can be a little bit slanted, but it keeps getting more beautiful. I'm so sorry, this is like distracting me. It's crazy. But that is the easier way at life, right? To love it, to forget about worrying. Like, what are we worrying about? The thing I was worrying about panned itself out anyways. The thing I was worrying about, like, wasn't even true. Like, the people weren't thinking about me the way I thought. Like, someone made one single comment that made me spiral, bro. And it literally was just like, they basically told the person who hired me for this contract that they thought I might be quitting. Like, they were like, I think she's gonna quit on us because I was so stressed. And it wasn't even, she didn't know it wasn't even about the job necessarily. It was just all of it coming in, crashing together. And it literally made me spiral. But then I'm like, why? Why is that making me spiral? I have real reasons that things aren't perfect right now. I have real reasons. I know myself. I know how hard I've worked to get to this place. I know how good I am at my work. I know how good I am. And I know I don't like letting people down. And I know that if I make mistakes, that's not my norm. Why am I letting this get to my head? That's the perfectionism, And sometimes we have to sit in our humanness and realize that things are just not always going to be perfect. And that is part of being human. And it's a beautiful part of being human. We don't need to expect perfection from ourselves, So that's the easier way. The easier way is to just float with the current, like float with the current of life instead of swimming and fighting against it so hard and sitting here and waiting for the next up when we're in our down. Like, stop doing that. You don't need to sit and wait. You don't need to sit and count down the days, because when you do that, it feels like it takes so much longer. Like, for me, when I was younger, I used to always do countdowns until trips. Like, countdowns to my birthday. It felt like forever because I was checking it every single day and my brain was like aware of it every single day. But when you kind of just let yourself go and just enjoy life and be present and just trust, you guys. Trust that it's going to find a way. And again, it's going to be okay. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. In the end, it's going to be okay. And if it's not okay, it is not the end. This life isn't permanent. This life isn't forever. This life does have an ending to it. And I think that there's something so beautiful in that, because suffering can never be eternal. Suffering can never be eternal. Do you hear me? Suffering can never be eternal. So anything that we go through, it can't be forever. It can't be forever. So just float with what life is, and just remember that the hard times have reasons. They have reasons, and it is beautiful to experience every single high and low of life, because that's what this polar planet is about. It's not supposed to be great all the time, because then what would that greatness even mean? It wouldn't feel great. It would feel normal. We would lose appreciation for it. So I think instead of sitting and waiting for life to get better, or beating ourselves up because it's not, or constantly worried about if it's going to work out or not, the easier way is positivity. The easier way is faith. The easier way is to expect things to work out for us, is to trust that the universe is going to figure some things out, if God's going to figure some things out for us, and that we are protected. That's what my tattoo says, that we are protected, guided, safe, held, and okay. That we are okay. And that because everything has always been okay, it's going to continue to always be okay. And things are going to work themselves out because they always do. They always do. So I just wanted to come here and say that, like, to live a greater life, stop worrying all the time. Stop consistently worrying all the time and just surrender. Be proud of yourself. Talk yourself up instead of talking yourself down. Talking yourself down. Be positive. Because you can really go about life either way. You can be negative and worried, and I have been that way. And it was suffering. It was extreme suffering, but it was my own suffering because I was choosing it every single day. But that is a habit. And because it is a habit, you can choose something different. And although it will be hard to break that habit at the beginning, once you do, you create a new habit, and it makes that habit hard to break. It's hard for me not to be positive. It's hard not for me to feel like I can alchemize every single thing that comes into my life. It's hard not for me to see purpose in every single struggle that I have now. I just have full faith and trust that there is a reason why my life's been so aligned. And it's like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I would be crazy to question whether things are going to work out for me or not. At this point, it's very clear that I have a path. It's very clear that God loves me. It's very clear that I've done everything I can to be as good as I can in this moment, and we are just all doing our best. And I just know that things will work out for me because at the end of the day, they always do. And that doesn't mean that bad shit doesn't happen to me. Oh, sorry. That doesn't mean that bad stuff doesn't happen to me. It just means that I know that it always somehow finds a way to be something that helped me grow into a better version of myself, or I thought it was bad and it didn't end up being bad, or there's just a much bigger plan that I don't know, so I must just trust. There is a much bigger plan for you that you just don't know, but you must trust it and stop fighting against it and start just going with the flow of life. That is the easier way. That is the easier way. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm kind of trying to find my voice here on YouTube. I love Jadina and I really love what she does, but I obviously don't want to like copy what she's doing. I don't want it to be like, I just want it to be very authentic, and I want you to feel that. And I want you to like see that, like, I'm not trying to just get views or like, I really want you guys to be, I want you to really feel spoken to. Like, I really want to help you get from the place maybe that I am, or wherever you are in life, or not get to the place that I am, but get from the place that I was, like, which was like, and I'm not saying this is where you were at, but like, I literally hated myself, guys. Like, I hated myself. I was so negative and sad, and I cared only about what other people thought of me. I found no value within. I literally had to look outside of myself to see if I was valuable. And now, this life is so beautiful to me. I'm so glad I didn't give up on this life, because there were many times I wanted to, and I'm so glad I didn't. But subscribe to me if you guys feel spoken to. I really, really want you guys to feel loved, comforted, held, and I want you to feel so protected. I want you to feel so guided. I want you to feel so seen. That's what this channel is about. It's about making you guys understand that, like, this isn't just you. All of us go through this stuff, you know? And these are just the ways that I've figured out how to get through these things, you know? But this life is so beautiful. This life is so beautiful. We just have to look for the beauty. And it gets to the point where you don't even have to look for it anymore. It's just so there. It's just everywhere. It's in the trees. And once you get to that point, it's like that abundance flows to you so easily, because you just appreciate and love every part of life, you know, for every single like season of it. There's no bad seasons. There's just seasons. That's just what life is, you know? So thanks so much, you guys. You have a great rest of your night, and I'm sending you all my love. Also, to my friend who is doing ballet, can you guys cheer her on? Like, I have somebody who is one of my subscribers who is doing ballet, and she really wants to get this scholarship, and she commented, so I hope she's okay with me sharing this, but she really wants to get this scholarship, and she realized that because she got so like almost like obsessed with getting the scholarship, she like lost her love of dance that she would, you know, that she used to have, that made her a great dancer. And she's finally like getting back in touch with that. And so I just wanted to shout her out and say, I'm so excited for you. You're gonna kill it. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And when you find that love, when you find that passion, when you live in it, only great things can happen for you. They're gonna see that love, they're gonna see that passion, and they're definitely, you're destined to get it. You know, you're destined to get it once you just really exist in that love and passion that you have for your dance. So everybody give her good vibes and wish the best, okay? You guys have a good rest of your night. Bye.